Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing this morning? Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody this morning? What's up, Alicia? It's Joe Pouncey, Miss Gilda, Antoinette, Nikki, Jacqueline Knight, Crystal McGee. What's up out there in them woods? What's up, Aramis, Dedriana, Miss Lynette, Brother Winford, Miss Stephanie. Hey, Mama, how are you, ma'am? It's Tashad, Miss Mary, Miss Amber. Kev, what's up, guy? Happy Veterans Day. That's right, bro. Thank you. Happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans, man. All of you who served our country. Thank you for your sacrifice. We appreciate you. We appreciate you putting your life on the line, man, so that we can enjoy this freedom that we have. Um, Thank you so much. Um, Appreciate it. Appreciate all of you. Uh, Happy Veterans Day. What's up, Kim? How you been? Miss Roz, how are you, ma'am? Jermaine, how y'all doing? Come on. Hey, Miss Tammy, how you doing? Dedriana, what's up? Good morning from St. Helena Parish. St. Helena Parish. I didn't even. Did y'all know that Louisiana had a St. Helena Parish? Did y'all know that? Raise your hand if you know that there was a St. Helena St. Helena Parish in Louisiana. Come on, come on. Y'all knew that? Y'all knew we had a parish called St. Helena? Somebody said something about St. Helena yesterday. And then they got mad at me because I said I thought they was from Tangible Horror. And they got mad and got an attitude. I am not from Tangible Horror. I am from St. Helena Parish. Like neck rolling and everything. Just like I'm sorry. I didn't know. I don't want to fight. Your friend did that. She, I mean, had an attitude with it in front of the church. Had just walked out of the service. I thought the Lord had moved on somebody. She walked out. It couldn't have been the Lord. Right after the service, I'm greeting, trying to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What is the difference? You know, I am not from Tangible Horror. I'm from St. Helena. It's like I think like because I had said Tangible Horror Parish before, and like she ain't never say nothing, but I think it was offending her. I'm on tan this morning. I don't even know why. It was offending her the whole time. So like I think Tam was in the mirror practicing for when she got me together. Cause she rolled her neck too perfect. Like she had rhythm with it and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like you could she practiced that. I do live in Tangy. I do live in Tangy. I live in Tangy, man. I love living in Tangy too. Shouts out to all my Tangy people. I'm a Tangite. So I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying, like, I didn't mean to offend my friend. And my friend was obviously offended by me yesterday. And I could tell she was practicing for when she was going to give her pastor that energy. I love you, Tanangelin. Don't be mad at me. Tanangelin, you are my favorite member. You know, I know she was. Tanangela, you my favorite member. I love you, girl. It's good to be able to have fun, man. I'm not from Tangier. I live in Tangier, and I love living in Tangier. Y'all listen to me. We've been talking about inconsistency. And you know why we're inconsistent a lot of times? Because listen, I need to tell you this. Uh, Inconsistency, or let me say, consistency is not the same as perfection. I want to get that out there. Consistency is not the same as perfection. I was talking to my guys yesterday in discipleship, and we're talking about this whole idea of balance. Um, because like one of my guys, man, was like, I need to find balance uh, in my life, and I told him what I've always been told and what I've found to be true. Uh, Give up finding balance. That there's no such thing as balance. Um, you this idea of balance is a lie that we've been told. Watch this. And that's why you chase it and you chase it. I've always heard people tell me they're trying to find balance, and I've never heard anybody say to me, I found it. I'm going to say that again. I hear a lot of people telling me I'm trying to find balance, but I've never heard anybody say to me, Pastor, I found it. And I'm not saying that there aren't people who hadn't said that, but I've I've never had anybody tell me they found it. I believe that the reason why people are constantly looking for balance and the reason why people never find it is because this idea of balance is something that even if you find it, you can't maintain it. Why, Pastor? Because you can't you don't there's too much to life that you we don't control. There's too much to life that we don't control. That's why if we find balance, we may be able to maintain it for just a moment, just a season. But it's only a matter of time before we look up and we're like, oh, I'm out of balance again. Because life happens. Come on. And correct me if I'm wrong, if you've ever been on that journey. You find balance, but while you're in balance, you find that you're not getting enough done. You find that there are things that you need to be taking care of that you're not taking care of. Come on. You find balance, but when you call yourself finding balance, you sit there in your balance and you say, man, I should be and could be doing this, or I should be and could be doing that. Am I right about it? Why is that, Pastor? Because the idea of having balance is an unrealistic expectation. It's something that listen, even the experts who talk to you about having balance don't have balance. It's I'm gonna say it again. It's even the experts who talk to you about having balance don't have balance. Whatever book you read that in, I bet they weren't in balance while they wrote it. Come on. It took time, it took sacrifice. They had to get out of the box, they had to stretch themselves. And this work life balance stuff, listen, sometimes the job just demands more. When we were talking about that yesterday, and I didn't mean to camp out on that just now, but felt like somebody needed to hear that because you're chasing an unrealistic expectation and you're getting frustrated and aggravated. Watch this. You're stressed out because you don't have balance, which is supposed to be the answer to your stress. But you're stressed out trying to find it. You won't find it. Something's gonna come along, and that's okay. So what do I need, Pastor? You don't need balance. You need priorities, and those prior understand that season to season, time to time, those priorities are going to change, which is fine as long as God as the first priority never changes. Set priorities. That's what you do. You make God your first priority, and then whatever else you need to make the priority after that. For some of us, your family needs to be your next priority. Some of us, you don't have a family, you don't have a husband or a wife or kids, and so like other things need to be your priority, and that's going to change season to season. Joycelyn and I, our priorities are different now because our kids are grown. There was one time where we had to sacrifice, and you know, I was talking with her the other day. It was a Friday, and we were hanging out, and I said, Joyce, 5 years ago about this time, we'd be headed to a football game in this weather. She said, "Woo, thank you, Lord." Girl almost spoke in tongues. I said, I should about a hundred. Thank you for deliverance, Lord. Because at that time, while we were supposed to be on date night, we had to go and support our son while he played football. Was the balance in that? There was no balance, but we had to set priorities. And at the time, supporting him was more of the priority in that season. Now we don't have that anymore. So we're out of that season. So there are new priorities. We can move different. Come on, we can focus on other things. Are y'all getting this? And so you adjust with the season. And the reason why we feel overwhelmed is not because we don't have balance, but because we don't have our priorities in order. Set the priorities, and now you know what to say no to. Set the priorities, and now you know what to say yes to. You don't get to the place where you have balance, but you do get to the place where you have clarity around what I should and should not be doing. I hope I'm helping somebody this morning. You say God first, my family second, my career third, how I'm trying to improve myself, and so on and so forth. And now you know what to say yes to and what to say no to because your priorities are lined up. You don't get balance, you get clarity, and you get rest because you said no to some stuff that you can't do in this season. We get overwhelmed not when we don't have balance, but when we don't have the right priorities. Or we have the right priorities and we have clarity because of those priorities, but we don't have courage. Whew. It for some of us, it's not that your priorities aren't in the right place, it's that your courage is not. You know what your priorities should be. You know what your priorities are, but you don't have enough courage to say no, especially to certain people. And that's the reason why you're always overwhelmed. Listen, I'm gonna say this. Just because they're your children, that doesn't mean they get to run your life. Mm, I'm gonna lose some of y'all this morning. I know it. Just because they are your children, listen, they are your children. You are not their child. And you need to, some of us, because they're your kids, and you feel like if you don't allow them to do everything, if you don't give them everything, come on, somebody, then you've allowed society to teach you that you're a bad parent. Say no to them crumb snatchers sometimes. Matter of fact, say no to them a lot, way more than you do now. They need to hear no. Come on, somebody. They need to know what it's like to want and not have. And you are not a bad parent because you refuse to allow them to dictate your life. You're a bad parent if you allow them to dictate your life. They don't have to participate in every sport. They don't have to go to every party. Come on, somebody. They don't have to be involved in every activity. That is not the measure. That is not the standard for whether or not you're a good parent. Come on. They don't have to play in every sport every season. They don't have to. No. Yeah, I said crumb snatchers. The reason why you're overwhelmed is because your priorities are wrong. You've made your priorities as a parent doing your child's happiness should never be your priority as a parent. There are way more important things that you need to do in their life than make them happy. Woo! Come on. I I don't know why I'm on parents this morning, but it just went there because I know when I said set priorities and have the courage to say no, some of y'all were thinking to other people, big people. But that ain't that I'm finding that's not who we have a problem saying no to these days. I'm finding we have a problem saying no to these little people. We have a problem drawing boundaries with these little people. That's who's running the show these days. Anything they want to do, anything they want to be involved in, everywhere they want to be. uh, Our goal is their happiness. So, and society has taught us that our goal should be their happiness. So we live our lives as long as we're raising them, trying to make them happy. Mm, come on, somebody. And we've been somewhere along the way. I think it's just peer pressure, even as adults. Somewhere along the way, we've picked up that if we are not living our lives to make them happy, then we are bad parents. No, the bad parents are the ones who are doing everything these crumb snatchers want them to do, running themselves raggedy, stressing themselves out, putting themselves in debt. Come on, somebody, not getting any rest. Come on, while the child learns along the way to receive everything you can and give absolutely nothing. Come on. The child learns along the way that they're the most important person in the world. That's why half of our young adults can't find nobody. Because no, everybody thinks they're the most important in the world. My worth, my value. I know. Listen, Hirsch. When you we've taught them that they're the most important people in the world. You got to set some priorities and have the courage as a parent to say no. They gonna be fine. As a matter of fact, they're gonna be better off than most kids because they know what the word no means. And at some point, they're gonna have to tell themselves no if they're gonna have any kind of quality of life. You have to have the courage once you set the priorities to say no. What is your priority as a parent? That's right. Give them. Don't tell them hush. Don't tell them. That's another thing too. All this gentle parenting stuff. Y'all scared to tell these kids something. I'm on one this morning. I'm in it. I might as well go ahead and get in it. Yeah, y'all scared to tell these kids something. All these experts and people. The law don't say you can't tell your kids anything. The law don't say you can't discipline your kids. You better, or the law will. We want to be gentle about how we tell them no. We say anything but no. Well, do you think it would be a good idea if we didn't do that? Maybe I'm just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't care what you think is a good idea. Come on, somebody. You're a child. I don't care about your opinion. You are a child. You're not smart enough to tell me what to do. You're not mature enough to know what's good for you. Come on, somebody. That's the reason why I'm your parent. Come on. How you feel? If I hurt your feelings, that's probably good. I'm conditioning you for the world. Come on, somebody. Can't even tell them no. Scared we're going to hurt their feelings. Can't give them direction. Ask them everything. Why? Your priorities are in the wrong place. Your priority is to make them happy. Listen, you do not exist to make your children happy. You exist to make your children productive. You exist to make your children responsible. Lord have mercy. You exist to make your children hunger and thirst after righteousness, not to make them happy. That's your role in their lives. And nowadays we are raising children because our priorities are wrong. We are raising children who are irresponsible, unproductive, unholy, evil to the core, and selfish along with it. Lord have mercy, Jesus. And they are on a constant pursuit of their own happiness. They won't keep a job because the job didn't make them happy. They don't stay in school because school didn't make them happy. Come on, somebody. They won't stay with each other and work nothing out because my spouse, my husband, or my wife didn't make me happy. Everything's got to make them happy. Why? Because we lived our lives while they were growing up to make them happy. The hell with your happiness. You need to be productive. You need to be responsible. Come on, somebody. Care about nothing but happy. I ain't happy either. Won't you go away and make both of us happy? Run away, please. I ain't been happy since I started paying for everything for you. You ain't happy. I ain't happy. We ain't happy. We just call us the unhappy family. I know, but am I right about it? We all unhappy. At least we on the same. We have unity as a family. How about that? Look, somebody say that's very harsh. Yeah, it needs to be harsh. The problem is our kids don't endure nothing harsh. We don't put them through nothing harsh. We protect them from everything harsh. We don't say nothing harsh to them. We don't do nothing harsh to them. Watch this. And then we turn them loose and wonder that why they're not ready for a harsh world. Lord have mercy. Wonder why they have a meltdown when they get rejected. Come on. First time somebody say something to them sideways, they slip into a depression. Why? Because we didn't even have enough courage to tell them no. I didn't even mean to get here. First thing Monday morning. Priorities. You got to have the right priorities. You got to have the right priorities. Yeah, yeah, that's right, Kimberly. Gentle parenting produces children who are soft as hospital cotton. Come on, can't handle nothing. You know what I'm trying to figure out? I'm trying to figure out 20 years from now who gonna fight the war. That's what I want to know. When we get in trouble and we need somebody to go fight the war with another country, who gonna fight it? That's what I need to know. Because we gonna have a bunch of gentle parented kids who can't handle nothing, ain't ready for conflict, ain't never been in a fight. And I know I'm using bad English, but I don't care. You get the message. Ain't never been in a fight, have never been through anything difficult. And as a country, we're gonna be in a bad place. When the enemies, foreign enemies, mess with us, we are not gonna have. I hope we got the technology ready because our kids with this gentle parenting stuff, they're gonna be over there like, can we talk about it? Would you like to not send your bombs over to us? What feelings did you have that made you want it, that made you want to bomb our country? I'm sure we can figure it out if we dialogue. My mom always said dialoguing. That's what we producing. Whenever I would whenever I would hit my mom, she would sit me down and dialogue with me. And she would just let me get it all out. She would let me hit her and let me hit her until I got it all out. What are we doing? You do not exist to make your children happy. That is not your priority. Your priority as a parent is to make them productive, make them responsible, and make them people, create in them salt for a heart that seeks the kingdom of God. Come on, somebody. And in order, listen to me good. The reason why I'm on this, in order to do that, you're going to have to make them unhappy at some point. You're going to have to confront them. You're going to have to give them consequences. You're going to have to make them do stuff that they don't want to do. And you have to teach them how to say no to the person who's going to inflict the most harm upon their life, themselves. Woo! Have mercy, Jesus. You you have to teach them that they are not the most important person in the world. And if you don't teach them how to say no to anything they want, you come on. Give them everything. I made a sport out of telling my kids no. Created a dance to it, and I used to do the cabbage patch. No. No, 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 no. You're not going. Nope, no, no, you're not going. No, 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 not going. I'm not taking you over there because I want to take a nap. I'm not taking you over there because I'm watching the game today. We resting, we resting, we resting, we resting. Yeah. Come on, somebody. Don't let it be because they didn't. Come on. Used to make up songs. Come on. Your grade was wrong, so you can't have your phone. Your grades was wrong, so you can't have your phone. Grade, come on, sing it with me, son. My grades was wrong, so I can't sing it. Come on, grade, come on. I bet this how you was doing in class, huh? When you was getting them bad grades. Come on, my grades was wrong, so I can't have my phone. My grades was lame, so I can't play the game. Come on. You got to set priorities, man. You got to know, and then you got to have the courage, huh? Care about these kids' feelings. I need to be the one to hurt your feelings. Now I can teach you how to navigate hurt feelings. For instance, I can teach you how not to respond in your feelings when your feelings are hurt. You still got to get up and produce. Oh, I hurt your feelings? Go clean the kitchen. See, our mamas, the older I get, the more I realize Alfred and Marie knew what they were doing, man. Oh, yeah, I hurt your feelings? Take your hurt feelings in there and get my kitchen clean. What that do, Pastor? That teach you whether you like it or not, even when you're in your feelings, you got a job to do. Go do it. And I'm not waiting until you get over your feelings because you can't not go to work because you in your feelings. Come on. We ain't talking about nothing. Go do what you're supposed to do. Come on. Look, Best Bank Senorita say, wipe the counter with your tears. Just get it clean. Yeah. There's a kid who's on the way to school right now in the car with their parents, and they're saying, I hate him. You gotta listen. This is my point, man. You gotta know what your priorities are, and you gotta have the courage to set those priorities and live by them. Listen to me, good man. And the people who like our kids, that's how I got off on kids. The those are the ones that you got to say no to. And don't let anybody guilt you, make you feel bad about it. Have some courage. Have some courage. Say no. Say no. No. Not gonna do it. No. Say no. It's you're teaching, you're preparing them, your children. That's your role. Prepare them. Come on. Preparing them. Yeah, I know. It, tell them, Crystal, tell them, we're not here to make your life easier. We're here to make your life better. And easy don't mean better. Whew. Come on, somebody. And the reason why many of our lives are not getting better is because we've had it too easy. Lord have mercy. Tell them, I'm inflicting these wounds upon you, not because there are certain areas of your life where you need calluses, because you're going to encounter this again. Lord have mercy. And yes, is when I make you do what you don't want to do, it's you're not gonna like it. I'm gonna make you do some difficult stuff. But the reason why I'm making you do some difficult stuff is because life is difficult. And nobody accomplishes anything on easy street. Anything you want to do in life, you're gonna run into some difficulty. And if I've made it easy for you, then you don't know how to handle the tough stuff. Lord have mercy. I love you enough. Come on, somebody. I love you enough to not be concerned about whether or not you're happy. I'm not saying, I need y'all to hear me. I'm not saying don't ever do nice things or don't ever do things for your kids that they want. It's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't ever get them what they want. I'm not even saying be mean to your children. Please don't do that. Love your kids, man. But know what your priorities are as a parent. And your priority is not to make them happy. And it's not to make sure that they get everything that they want. Your priority is not to make sure that life, and listen, and I'm going to let this go because I've been here too long. The reason why many of us do that is because we parent out of guilt, Facebook. Because now we live in the day where we have split households. Mama is not there all the time. Daddy is not there all the time. And because we made bad decisions as it relates to who we hooked up with to make them, many times we parent out of guilt, and we spend all of their childhood trying to make up to them the bad decisions that we made. Well, you got to hear me when I tell you this. You cannot parent out of guilt. That's called why see, listen, let me not even say that, because you're not parenting out of guilt at that point. You're parenting out of condemnation. Because guilt is when you feel bad by the power of the Holy Spirit about something that you can do, where you can do something about it. But condemnation is when you act and move and feel bad about something for which there isn't anything that you can do. And for so many of us, we are parenting out of condemnation because we feel bad. that mama and daddy didn't make it. We feel bad that daddy made some bad decisions or mama made some bad decisions. And so what we do is we parent from that standpoint. You got to hear me. Hear me. Compounding your bad decision with bad parenting is never going to produce a good result. I'm out. Compounding your bad decision with bad parenting is never going to produce a good result. Regardless of how, listen, one spouse died, we got divorced, whatever it is, I'm not being insensitive, but however we got in the situation that we're in, we are in it now. And my role in my kid's life has not changed. I still have to produce a responsible, productive, God-fearing adult. And allowing you to use the dynamics of our family as an excuse to not be those things is not going to help you. I have to help you. Well, I got to change the title of this one too. I apologize. We got off onto something else. We never got the consistency. But I hope you were blessed by it this morning. You ought to send it to a parent. You ought to share it with your kids so they can know pastor is the best. No, don't share this with your kids. Don't do that. Because your kids ain't gonna never want to come to our church no more. I can't stand that pastor. I can't stand him. Make my life difficult. I love y'all. Hit that share button, man. Support what God is doing. Would you do that? Would you support Jumpstart? Thank you to those of you who do. Y'all have been supporting. You've hit share. Uh, I appreciate you. Uh, and I love what God is doing in you and through you. Hearing all the time, man, about how God's making a difference in your life through this ministry. And I had a lady, big shouts out to the lady who stopped by yesterday, man. She doesn't attend community, but she's a Jumpstart follower, and she stopped by community after church. She said, "Pastor, I couldn't make it here today, but I came by because I'm going through some stuff. I'm on Jumpstart every morning, and I need prayer." And man, I prayed with her and prayed over her, prayed for her family. It was really, really nice meeting her. And want you to know I'm gonna continue praying for you. And so God's moving through this, man. The Lord is moving through this, and I'm forever thankful, grateful for all of you. How do I support it, Pastor? You hit that share button, but also we need your financial support, as I tell you every morning. You can text the word give to 985-260-8411, or you can go to communitych.com/give. Pastor, when I get there, what campus do I give to? Matters not. Matters not. It's going to the same great cause, helps us get this done, frees me up to be able to minister to you in this way. I love you all. Lord, watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. That's old school church. Some of y'all have no idea what I just said. But others of you, as I was saying it, you could smell the fresh fried chicken in the back. Come on, somebody. May the Lord watch between me and thee. We used to do like this. While we are absent. Anybody know what I'm talking about? One from another. And then they used to say, and all of God's children said, Amen. Lord's will, I'll see y'all tomorrow.